الحمد لله تبارك وتعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد عليه الصلاة والسلام وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وبعد. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, as you're all aware of what took place in Quebec towards some of our brothers in Islam, they lost their lives while they were praying. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept them, Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alameen, and to shower His mercy on them and to grant their families and their friends patience, Allahumma ameen. Today, inshallah, what I would like to share with you is 5 reasons why people sometimes tend to be violent towards one another. Like, you know, what's happened now is what happened in Quebec is actually violence towards against Muslims. And we have some Muslims sometimes become so extreme and they tend to be violent towards non-Muslims too. And sometimes even we have this inside of our masajid. The Muslims themselves, they fight with each other in the masajid because of different schools of thought, because of different ideologies, ways of thinking, right? So today, inshallah, we have 5 reasons. I hope it's going to be helpful because it is really, really important now to understand the reasons why people sometimes are violent. The first reason is lack of knowledge. And I'm not saying lack of information, because information is something that you can get from Google. You can get information when you talk to your friend about something. But knowledge is something else. What you're doing now, you are the people of knowledge, mashallah. You are the students of knowledge. What you're doing now, this process that you have a class, you have your teacher, and you have your book, and the notebook, and your pen. You take some notes, and then you have some presentations. You tell them about what you understood. Then he corrects you. The sheikh or the teacher corrects you. In Islamic studies, it's sheikh. Here is teacher. So this process is called knowledge. So lack of this process is what causes violence to take place. I was giving a lecture in a church last month and I've received some questions and I would like to share with you like 2 of them. The first question is from one of the elders. She was a very humble lady, mashallah, and she was smiling all the time, she was kind, but one of her questions was just like this. She asked, why do Muslims actually want to get rid of all infidels? Like, why you Muslims want to kill all non-Muslims? And my answer to this was, where did you find this in Islam? Do you find this in the book of Allah? Do you find this in the heritage of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You will never find it. Actually, you will find the opposite. You will find the opposite. In Surah Al-Mumtahana, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Allah is telling us to deal with non-Muslims who don't fight against us because of our religion. They don't try to kick us out of our countries or to expel us out of our house because of our Islam. To deal with them with bir. Bir. So what's bir? Bir is the same word that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used when He talked about dealing with parents. The most deserving people of our kindness on earth are our parents. And He said about Sayyidina Isa ibn Maryam, وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَيْهِ. So what's bir? Bir is a higher level than adl. Adl means justice. To give you your rights and to take my rights. This is adl. Justice. But the word bir is a higher level, which is to give you more than what you deserve and to forgive my rights. This is bir. And that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to deal with non-Muslims who don't fight against us because of our religion. So this is a misconception. People don't actually know about Islam. Lack of knowledge. Another question that I've received, and my wife was with me when I was asking this question, they said, if a Muslim woman committed a shameful act, that we call zina, fornication, what her husband is supposed to do? Because they have heard sometimes in some other places, countries in the world, that Muslim women, if they commit zina, they get killed. Or at least they will lash them or stone them or whatever, stone them until death. So they were asking me this question, and I told them the history of the Prophet ﷺ. How did the Prophet deal with Aisha radiallahu anha when she was accused of committing zina? You know, in Sahih al-Bukhari, Sayyidah Aisha, she is the most beloved person to the Prophet's heart ever on earth. That's what he said, alayhi salam. And you can imagine he's a prophet and his beloved wife is accused of committing zina. How shameful and hard it was for him and his whole family, alayhi salam. You know how he acted? One time he came in to his house and he said to Aisha, Ya Aisha, لقد سمعت ما يقول الناس عنك. In Sahih Bukhari, I have heard what some people are saying about you, that you have committed zina. And then he said, we have two options. He said, فَإِن كُنْتِ بَرِيئَةً فَسَيُبَرِّئُكِ اللَّهُ. He's not sure yet. He said, if you're actually innocent, if you haven't committed any sin, don't worry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reveal some Quran regarding your case to tell people that you're innocent. Don't worry about this. The other option is what? وَإِن كُنْتِ قَدْ فَعَلْتِ ذَلِكَ أَوْ قَدْ أَلْمَمْتِ بِذَنْبٍ فَاسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهَ وَتُوبِي إِلَيْهِ فَإِنَّ الْعَبْدَ إِذَا تَابَ وَاعْتَرَفَ قَبِلَ اللَّهُ مِنْهُ. Then he said, alayhi the other option, if you have done something wrong, he didn't say, I will slaughter you, I will stone you, alayhi because this is not up to individuals. It's up to the Muslim rulers. They can apply the stoning and lashing if we live in a Muslim country and there's a Muslim ruler. But it's not up to individuals. He said, alayhi if you have done something wrong, just regret it, repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask His forgiveness, and He accepts people who repent to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we have in our heritage in Sahih al-Bukhari, the most authentic book in our Sunnah, as you know. So this is the first reason, lack of knowledge. We need to teach people about our religion, and we need ourselves first to start the process of knowledge, not gaining some information from here and there. The second big reason of why people sometimes tend to be violent towards one another is lack of patience. Lack of patience. Sometimes when you see something evil, some people think, I can't change it overnight. I can't change the whole community overnight. I just have to get rid of all of those people because they are not serving Islam, and I'm the one who is going to serve Islam. You can't do this. Things never work this way in the world of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah Himself, how He dealt with the Sahaba radwanullahi alayhim before they became Muslims, they were not Muslims and they used to drink alcohol. The Sahaba radiallahu anhum, before they reverted, they used to drink alcohol. How did Allah deal with this? He didn't change it like at once. He dealt with this gradually. The first ayah was revealed as فِيهِمَا إِثْمٌ كَبِيرٌ وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. He is speaking now about khamr, about alcohol. He says it's a major sin. Be careful, it's a major sin, but at the same time it has some benefits. وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. This is the first ayah in the Quran. And then you take some time, work on this first, then the second ayah was revealed. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَقْرَبُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَنْتُمْ سُكَارَى. Do not come near the prayer while you are intoxicated. So everybody has to do what? He has to give himself enough time before the prayer not to become intoxicated in the prayer. 5 times a day he has to do this. And then, he doesn't have any time to drink alcohol except between Dhuhr and Fajr, for example, or Isha and Fajr. Otherwise, he doesn't have enough time. And then you take some time, work on this gradually. Then the third ayah was revealed. إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ وَالْأَنصَابُ وَالْأَزْلَامُ رِجْسٌ مِنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Is it? It's totally forbidden. It's totally haram. Just stop it now. And they obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So gradually, things never change overnight. You have to give it some time. Some people, because they want to change everything right away, they see some evil and they want to change it. So what I'm gonna do? I don't have any power, there's no authority, so khalas, I'm gonna just go and kill people. That's how people sometimes think towards one another. It's really dangerous. Number 3 is misunderstanding how to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. misunderstanding. Some people think that if I change the munkar with my hand, Allah will be more pleased with me if I am more violent towards others. If I'm so angry, He will be more pleased. But what if you can't? What if you don't have the power? What if you don't have the knowledge? You need to go to the second level, lower level with your tongue. Then if you can't, then go to the third lowest level, which is your heart. With your heart, you can do this. It's not only with your hands. It's not only to get violent towards others. Look at Sayyida Aisha radwanullahi alayha, also in Sahih al-Bukhari. One of the Jews, he passed by Nabi al-Salam and Sayyida Aisha, and he said, Assalamu alaykum. May death be on you. He's making dua against it. It's not peace be upon you or anything, death be upon you. Sayyida Aisha became actually very upset with him. Nabi al-Salam said, wa alaykum, and on you. Just one word, wa alaykum. As Sayyida Aisha, she became more angry. She said, wa alaykum as-sam wal-la'na. Radiallahu anha, she said, may death and curse of Allah be on you. You also can respond, you can also insult people. And actually Allah said, وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. بنجيب الكلام نفسه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-An'am, do not insult people who associate others with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lest they might, in response, in return, they will insult Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet looked at Aisha and said, أَمَا سَمِعْتِ قُلْتُ وَعَلَيْكُمْ. Haven't you heard? I just said وَعَلَيْكُمْ. خلاص. I responded, وَعَلَيْكُمْ. You don't have to go cursing, you don't have to. It's not the way to please Allah. Then he said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, مَا كَانَ الرِّفْقُ فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا زَانَ. Whenever you have tolerance, when you deal with any single situation, any situation that you handle with tolerance, it will beautify it, will make it beautiful. And وَمَا كَانَ الْعُنْفُ فِي شَيْءٍ أو الْعَنْفُ فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا شَانَ. And whenever we deal with violence, it will make things ugly. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The fourth reason that we have, which is also a very big reason, is we don't have priorities sometimes. We don't have priorities. We need to prioritize our life. What should I handle first, and what should I leave for later, to discuss later? I will tell you about a group that existed in our history that is called the Khawarij. And I'm not saying that today we have this group is Khawarij and that group is Khawarij. I'm not saying this. I'm just talking about the ideology of those people that existed in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm not saying that today we have Khawarij here. I'm just saying this ideology existed in the history. Al-Khawarij, they are the people who killed the Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. And Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib is the Prophet's son-in-law. And radiallahu an Ali. But they have some problems with him in the Khilafah issues and in some issues in law, in Islamic fiqh, some differences, another school of thought, another way of thinking, but they don't have authority. What I'm gonna do? I just have to be in the authority and to have the power, or I'm gonna kill him. So they decided to kill Sayyidina Ali. Sayyidina Ali, radiallahu anhu. They were in their way going to kill Sayyidina Ali, radiallahu anhu. And the fly landed on one of them, like on his clothes. And he just killed her. He killed a fly. Then he had some blood on his clothes. He was so curious, was very worried about this. And he said to his companion, like his Sahaba, his companions, said to them, what do you think of this blood? Is it najis? Can I pray in this clothes now? He cares so much about this blood of a fly in his clothes, if it's najis or not, and he doesn't care about the blood of his Muslim brother, not even the Prophet's son-in-law, his Muslim brother. So where are the priorities? We don't have priorities in our life. So I'm gonna handle the biggest issue in our community in North America is unity. Or I'm gonna speak about some controversial issue and divide people and say this is mubtadi' and this fasiq and this buddy, he has a fasid aqidah and whatever. Be very careful. We need to put some priorities in our life. So these are 4 reasons. Inshallah, the 5th reason I will mention after جلسة الاستراحة. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا مولانا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه. the last and fifth reason that I have for you today, inshallah, is bad company. Maybe I can handle the first four reasons. Like, maybe I have some knowledge, not me, like you. I have some knowledge in Islam and academic knowledge, let's say, and good understanding of how to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have patience when I make da'wah. I don't think that I have to change everything overnight. And also, I have priorities in my life. I have to talk about the bigger issues first. Huh? But I have some bad company. Like, I have some people who don't have the same qualities that I have. You will get affected by them. They will have an impact on you, of course. Because the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, المرء على أو أبو داود المرء على دين خليله. You have two words in Arabic, Khalil and Sadiq, or Sahib. Sahib means a friend, somebody that you see in the masjid and say Salaam alaikum, or your classmate, Sahib. Your co-worker is a Sahib. But your Khalil is somebody that he is very close to you, your closest friend. He knows a lot about your private life. You tell him about everything. You always take his opinion regarding any issue that you have. Your closest friend, Khalil. Nabi said, everybody follows the religion of his Khalil, the way of thinking of his Khalil. So if he has some thoughts that is actually very extreme, he will have an impact on you. So you have to be very careful, very careful. Bad company. That's what he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So just to wrap up what I have said today, is why people tend to be violent towards one another, towards non-Muslims, or towards Muslims, or Muslims towards one another. Why this? Number one is lack of knowledge. We don't have enough knowledge about our own religion, and people don't know anything about us. I'm telling you, they don't know anything about us. Number two is lack of patience. Number three, misunderstanding what pleases Allah, violence or tolerance. Number four, we don't have priorities sometimes. And last one is bad company. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from the fitna. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower His mercy on our brothers who lost their lives while they were praying before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to grant their families and friends patience. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alameen. Allahumma aj'al jam'ana hadha marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi ma'suma wa la taj'al fina wa la baynana shaqiyyan wa la mahruma. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Wa salli Allahumma ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Wa aqim as-salah.